Welcome back, Funela.
Thanks,
So,
Ash.
we are going to speak about time management, and would love to know your thoughts about, because this is there's so much talked about area time management.
Yeah.
What comes to you when I say time management?
I suppose the idea of organizing your time, of getting the best from your time, and also that the big thought comes to me that time is finite for us, isn't it? For any being on earth, time is finite. So we only have so much time to do the things that we want to do. And then our days have a sort of finiteness about them as well, because there's only so much that we can achieve in a day. So we're going to be kind of looking at units of a day and how we can achieve that. But then we've also got, certainly with my clients, I work on different increments of time in terms of the goals that they want to set. So they might have goals for a month, for 6 months, for a year, for 5 years. So yeah, it's really looking at what do we want out of life, and within the strictures that are there with time and with our energy and with our own capabilities, the strengths that we have, how can we pull all of those strands together and get what we need, find something meaningful in life. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think the last few things you mentioned
Yeah,
were the most crucial.
yeah,
Especially, I used to think like that you have to manage your time,
yeah,
but I started seeing a pattern
yeah,
that the days when I was feeling tired, exhausted, for whatever reasons,
yeah,
it might be because of a poor sleep, it might be because of stresses
yeah,
in the environment or stresses in my life,
yeah.
which were kind of mismanaged.
Mm-hmm.
And then no amount of time is ever enough.
Yeah, yeah,
That brought me to a crucial realization. The first one was that it is not just about time management, it is about how you manage your energy. And how do you manage your energy on not a day to day basis, but
yeah.
on an hour to hour basis? Because there are two kinds of rhythms. One is the circadian rhythm, and other is also known as the ultradian rhythm. And you might have seen that some people are uh, more active in the night, some
Yes,
people are more
yeah,
active in
night
the
owls.
evening,
Mhm.
some people feel very exhausted in the afternoons.
Yeah,
So we should be aware of what our energy levels are
yeah.
and how we are functioning through the day,
Yeah, how can we manage those energy
how
levels?
we can manage
Yeah.
those energy
And
levels.
sync that with time. Surely it makes sense to do the most demanding things when we have the most energy, for example.
Yes. Also have rituals during the day or practices that help us to improve our energy.
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah,
It could be
absolutely.
simple thing like going for a walk. It could be a mindfulness activity. It could be just sitting down and closing your eyes for 1 minute and connecting with yourself.
Absolutely. I like to look out of a window. I just like to do that. And actually, that's a kind of meditation, just something that takes you away from that constant, what am I doing now? What am I doing next? And just into the moment.
Kind of blanks your brain for some
Yeah,
time.
yeah, you
So you
need
don't want
that.
any further input.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
brain needs a little time to recover,
absolutely.
for sure.
The next thing after one is able to manage the energy, which is of course, as I said, very crucial. What aspects of energy we are talking about? It's not just the physical energy,
Yeah,
it's mental energy, emotional energy, spiritual energy, which is the purpose. So being aware of how we are managing our emotions, what kind of emotions we are experiencing
of course.
on
Yeah.
a hour by hour, day by day basis.
And I'm thinking of that lovely color spectrum that we talked about with
Yes,
emotions before.
the spectrum is what we were speaking about
Yeah.
was the level of consciousness,
Yeah.
which shows the different kind of emotions. It coming from the source, power versus force, David Hawkins. But you can get a lot of such skills. But what they're saying that there are certain emotions which are higher frequency or higher vibrations, and certain emotions which make you feel heavy,
Yeah.
like being angry or feeling guilty or feeling shameful,
Yeah.
as compared to feeling joyful. Or when you're feeling joyful, you're feeling buoyant,
Or
you're feeling
thankful.
light. Oh, gratitude.
Yeah.
When you're feeling gratitude, you're feeling so light.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
So, management of different aspects of our energy. The next thing is, if you have got energy now, but you are in an environment which does not play to your strengths, or you're mismatched in an environment, there's a kind of a capability issue,
Yeah, you can exhaust yourself trying to do things that are not really in your wheelhouse.
not only in your wheelhouse. So, to have the awareness of what your strengths are is foundational. And we went into that in our section 1 of self management. In self awareness,
Yeah.
what are your top strengths? What are your top 3 to 5 strengths? And then how you are living those
Yeah.
on a day to day, hour to hour basis. I've seen personally, Fionnuala, that in the environments which play to my strengths, I am in a flow like state. It feels effortless.
Yeah.
But if I'm suddenly in an environment which is kind of mismatched, then we start getting the friction. You start getting a level of erosion. It
Yeah.
cannot go for a very long time. It
Yeah.
really wears you down.
Yeah. Yeah.
The next thing is, what are our deepmost values? What are your core values? And whether you are able to live your values in an environment. Because if that does not happen, we are also setting ourselves for the stress response. There should be a kind of level of matchness
Mhm.
of your values
Yeah.
with the environmental values. The environmental values should serve your own core values, and you should be able to contribute into the environment. When I say environment, I mean the bigger organization you're working for.
Yeah.
I mean the people you're working with.
Yeah.
Are you able to leverage into each other's strengths?
Yeah. Yeah. And to really understand what the strengths that others are bringing are.
Yeah. And also, we have strengths. All of us have strengths, and all of us have got our own weaknesses. That's part of being human. And are you working in a team where some of your colleagues, some of your friends have got complementary values which leverage into your weaknesses? So together, you are able to
Yeah.
thrive.
Absolutely.
Together, you are able to thrive.
That's the ideal. And I think that is won through self-awareness, self-reflection, good communication.
Yeah.
And other things we're going to look at, like conflict management.
Yeah. So time management, Fionnuala, is actually not time management.
Yeah.
Time management is self-management.
Yeah. It all goes
And
back to
if
that.
we are able to manage ourselves with our self-awareness, we can go very far.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That has been my experience.
And you're making me think when you're talking about those little recharge moments again about your little walks down to the lake at work and just being able to take that time to restore yourself, to support yourself.
Yes, I mean, one of the things when we come later to the micro stresses management,
Yeah.
I will talk about, because the environment is, we are talking about environmental management.
Yeah.
The environment is shifting.
All the time.
Like if you see this last 3-4 days, suddenly the weather has become very cold. 2 days earlier it was 2 degrees. There has been a sudden shift in the environment, and I felt that this is a December frosty morning, and you have to drive to the road conditions. So, do we in the hospital? There is something we use known as a Muse score.
Okay.
Is a basically early warning score.
Okay.
Is used, and that is to see if any patient is becoming unwell. We check their blood pressure, pulse rate, respiratory rate. There are several oxygen levels of saturation, different parameters we check to see whether there is any shift in the patient or they are becoming unwell.
Yeah.
Similarly, I have created my mindfulness feeding back to me as a mindfulness early warning scale in which is your body telling, are you feeling more tired? Is there any cognitive fog?
And in terms of time management, you've had to make the time for yourself to walk down to the lake. You
Yes.
have to make the time to have enough sleep. And that's where that comes in.
That is going back to the self-management. That is that to be able to have that discipline to be able to do that.
Yeah. So when you get those little warning signs, you can just think, okay, what do I need to adjust?
It's a continuous course correction. Well, Fionnuala, lovely to speak to you about time management. And thank you for sharing these incredible
Thanks, Ash.
insights. And I will look forward to our next discussion.
Amazing. Thank you.
If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd greatly appreciate it if you could leave a 5-star review, a like, or subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Your support helps us reach more people looking to transform their stress into new comfort. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so don't forget to comment and share. For more tips and updates, please be sure to check out our social media links in the description box below. We can't wait to have you with us next time as we continue this journey towards turning stress into resilience. Remember, it's not the stress itself, but how we rise above it that defines our strength. So stay resilient and keep thriving, and we will see you next time.